Hey guys, it's Jack. It's just me today. And I'm bringing you a video that is a much more personal video for me than our normal content. Because we're not actually playing games. The footage that you're seeing in the background is just some random Forza footage that I'll be putting on the screen just as visual so that you guys have something to watch while you listen to me talk. Because I'm not bringing you Forza Challenge, I'm not bringing you, anything fun like that. This is a kind of serious topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Um, I had a script for this video, but it didn't feel right to use. I feel like I'll be able to better express my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions, you know, just by talking. So, what is the topic that I'm going to be talking about today? I am going to be talking about how my experience with competitive gaming has pretty much ruined casual gaming entirely for me. So, for those of you who don't know, I was for a few years part of a competitive esports team for my high school, because this was back when I was still in high school, and we played Smash Bros. Ultimate. The goal, for those who haven't played Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's a fighting game. But I'm sure all of you have heard of that game, so I don't feel like I need to explain it all that much. And the goal for our team was we would, every single week, every single Thursday after school, we would get together and we would play against another high school in our region. And whether or not we won or lost would be tracked by the league that was hosting the season. And the teams that did well enough would go to real life finals championships in Seattle. I joined my sophomore year in high school. I attempted to join freshman year, but I missed the tryout date, so I was unable to do it freshman year, but I attempted sophomore year, and I got on the team. I was doing pretty well, and I was able to very quickly make friends and get into the flow of things and really just have a great experience with it. I didn't take things too seriously that year, but I had a really good standout moment during that year, which was against another high school where I took out 4 of the 5 players on the opposing team by myself. The way that it worked is it was crew battles, where the number 1 player would go against the number 1 player. Whoever won that battle would go against the next player on the opponent's roster, except they would start the battle with the amount of lives they had remaining at the end of the previous one. So if they lost a life during the first battle but they won, they would go into the next battle with only 2 lives. I was able to take out 4 of the 5 players on the opposing team with 1 life. So that kind of started my ego. I think that is kind of the point where this started my ego of like, I'm good at this thing. And ego is a very powerful thing. It is something that you can very easily get consumed by. And I do know that I have a bit of an ego when it comes to certain things. I try to keep it in check as best I can, but I do very much let it slip during recordings and play sessions and stuff like that. But this also started the problem that I'm still struggling with to this day, that just being how unbelievably competitive I am. As you guys know from watching our Forza videos, or really any videos that we put out, I get very competitive. Even if it's people who are on the same team as me, I still, like, in my head, I still compete with them because I want to be the best on the team. And that's not a healthy thing. I know it isn't. Other people have said it, and I know it very well. It's not a healthy thing. Being competitive to the degree that I am competitive is unhealthy. And that started because of my role in a competitive esports team. I was never the number one player on the team, though I could contend with the number one player on the team very well. I just never went far enough to say, hey, I want to challenge for your spot and become the new number one. But I was very much able to compete with him. He played Terry, I played Bowser. Big old armored attacks go straight through his combos, and it wasn't a very fun time for him. But I still never went out of my way to be like, hey, I'm challenging for the number one spot, gimme. Even though I could have. But I did that for a couple of years, and the first couple years, you know, we did okay. We missed out on the playoffs the first year. We got into the playoffs the second year. And the third year, everything changed. It was up to me to carry us through. It was up to me to carry us through the last fight of our final playoffs match. Because I was sitting at the number 3 seed, even though I very well could have sat in at the number 2 seed. I believe at that point I was sitting in at the number 2 seed. I won my match. Unfortunately, I was the only one on the team to win my match at that specific time. So we thought that our dreams of going to the In Real Life Championships, the top 8 of the entire state. But regardless, I thought my dreams of going to the championship and the entire team's dream of going to the championship was over. However, we got the good news that we had done well enough to make it to championships. And I had already been practicing for hours and hours every single day to get to this point. Like, I had thousands of hours. I had over 3,000 hours in Smash Bros. Ultimate at that point, and I had only been playing it for 2 years. Which I do realize you can get, if you play non-stop, you can get 10,000 hours in a year, but I was a high school student. I had work that I needed to go to, and I had school that I needed to go to, and I had to sleep. So that ate up a shit ton of my day. So 3,000 hours was still a fucking lot. I practiced probably more than anyone else on the team did. But regardless, we went to championships, and unfortunately, our first player was taken out swiftly. And I did decently in the first match, but I lost. Second match, switched things up, went for a different character, and I won. Third match, that's when things went downhill. They switched their character, I switched back to Bowser, and I was doing incredibly well. It was very, very even, and then disaster struck. I was unable to find any footage of this event, even though it was live streamed a few years ago. I was unable to find it. I don't know if the organization took down the video, or just the VOD got deleted, or something, because they streamed it on Twitch. But I was unable to find any footage of it. But regardless, I lost because of a glitch that froze my character in place, allowing my opponent to deliver a powerful attack that took me out. I was very upset. And from that moment onward, I kind of just said that I am never going to let something like that happen again. But that was my senior year in high school. I couldn't play that game again. So what could I do? I tried my hand at some shooting games and I was okay at them, but they made me really upset. So I tried to stay away from them as best I could. I tried other fighting games, and I was really good at those, but I didn't have anyone to play with. And then I discovered the game that you were watching, Forza Horizon 5. And I have absolutely no problem saying that this game changed my life. I've been a massive car fan for a while, and this game was amazing. It was a massive car game with an unbelievable amount of vehicles to drive, an expansive map that you could discover, tons of events that you could do. I absolutely loved it. But I didn't take it too seriously. For the longest time, I didn't. And then, after about a year, I discovered the online leaderboards. I knew that they existed in the game, but I didn't do anything on them because I was just playing the game for fun. But after a while, I was like, oh, I need some more accolades. Look at that, I can do these to get accolades. So that's what I did. I went in one of my favorite cars to drive, and I posted a leaderboard time. It wasn't anything good, it was like top 200,000, but I was happy with it. Because why would I have any reason to get anything better? I wasn't trying to be the best player. And then something just kind of clicked. I don't know what it was. I don't know when it happened precisely. But all of a sudden, I just started doing better and better and better and better and better at this game. I started getting really, really good at it. I don't know if it was me just watching a bunch of YouTube videos on it, looking at good cars. I don't know if I just secretly had the desire to get better. I don't know if it was just the amount of playtime that I had accumulated, slowly making me better without realizing it. But suddenly, it just felt like I was so much better at the game. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to give the leaderboards another shot. Because I feel like I can do better than I did before. And I did. To this day, I hold top 25 records in every single off-road race, and on-road race now at this point, I believe, in the Rally expansion, in D-Class, and I hold top 200 places in the Baja Scramble, and in both the Gauntlet and the Titan. I thought that I was really good at the game. And then my ego came back. And my competitiveness came back. I finally felt like I was good at something. After so long of being defeated and proven that I am not good at much of anything, I finally had something that I could definitively say I was good at. And I would be damned if I let anybody prove me wrong. So, I've been competitive ever since. I've been defending my leaderboard spots religiously. I've been tryharding in challenges, even though they're supposed to be fun. And I know that they're supposed to be fun. I know that it's important that everyone has fun. But my competitive nature that I had all those years ago just crept back into my brain and said, without this one thing that you're good at, you've got nothing. You have nothing else that you are able to show for yourself. So I just stayed competitive. And I was good at pretty much everything in my eyes. And then Abyss came along. For those of you who don't know, Abyss is someone who is featured on the channel sometimes in Forza videos, all the time in Minecraft and in other things as well. And they are ridiculously good at shooting games. They have been for a while. Call of Duty, Apex, you name it. They're good at it. Even games that they've never played before, they're very good at. And I decided to play games with them. And I gotta say, I was not expecting the result that I got. I knew they were good at shooting games. But when I saw just how much better at shooting games they were than me, I will fully admit that I did get jealous of them. I was jealous because they were so unbelievably better than me that I didn't see a way that I could ever catch up to them. So it just turned into me being jealous and bitter and angry, not at them, but at myself, because I wasn't good enough. I was losing the one thing that I was good at, which was video games, to them. And it's even happened in videos where I show it most in the Modern Muscle Car video that we put out for Forza Horizon 5. They were beating me in that challenge. Their second ever challenge in a game that they claimed that they were horrible at, and they were beating me. The only reason that I won was through a series of things that were meant to pressure them into doing what I suggested. And I hated myself for doing something like that. It was a horrible, horrible thing to do. And I still am disgusted with myself that I even thought about doing it, nonetheless actually did. But it's just my competitive nature. That's how bad it has gotten. Telling me that it's just a game and it doesn't matter doesn't work. I can't do that with myself to make my competitive nature go away. Because I'm used to playing games where there are stakes if you do bad, where you let other people down and yourself down if you do bad, where people are depending on you to do well. And when you're not doing well, everyone suffers because of it. And I realize that these games aren't like that, but I'm just so stuck in that mindset that I don't see a way to get out of it. I've tried to get out of it myself. I've tried to get assistance from Abyss, and even assistance from Suki or from Pyro, and I just can't shake that competitiveness away. It's so deeply rooted in my brain that I can't get it to go away. I have to live with it every single day, and it ruins things still. I get angry when Abyss is better than me in shooting games, even though I know full well they're better than me. I get upset when I lose things in Forza, because that's the game that I'm supposed to be good at. And it affects not just me, but everyone that I play with. I feel like I'm doing good in Forza. I know I'm good at Forza. But it's hard to get people to actually play things with me, because every single time they tell me that they're never going to be as good as me. And it hurts to hear that, but I don't know what to do about it. It hurts to hear that they don't want to play because they are so much worse than me. And they're not bad players. Like, they are good players. But I'm just on my own level, and it's not fair to them that they have to compete with someone like me, even though, as they say, it's not a competition. But I understand where they're coming from. Getting your ass kicked over and over and over sucks. I know that very well, because that happens with me and Abyss whenever we play shooting games. I know that feeling, and I hate that feeling. So I know exactly where they're coming from. But I can't make myself worse because they'll notice. and I can't put restrictions on myself because then it's not fair. If they win, they didn't actually beat me. I had to nerf myself so they could beat me. But I don't know what to do anymore. I'm sick and tired of being this competitive. It hurts every single day hearing that people don't want to do things with me simply because I'm so good at them. And I know that I say the same thing to Abyss, and I know it hurts them. But I can't bring myself to keep getting my ass kicked. And I know it's not a competition, I know we're on the same team, but my brain just doesn't see it that way. Usually it's team versus team, but whenever I play, it is me versus team versus team. I always have to be the best, and I know that I shouldn't think that way. I know that I shouldn't feel that way about these games. I know I should just have fun, but I just can't. It's like my brain will not allow me to just sit back, relax, and have fun. Even when things don't matter. Even in random little races that me and Pyro do, I still get frustrated that I lost. And I know that I shouldn't be, because it doesn't matter. We're just doing it for fun. But I just can't. I can't break myself of this way of thinking. I can't tell myself that it's just a game. And I attribute all of that to the time that I spent in competitive gaming. Because I don't know what else could have possibly brought that on. That is when I started telling myself that wins matter. That's when I started training. That is when I told myself that if I lost, other people would suffer because of it, and I couldn't let that happen. And now, I'm stuck. I can't get out of that mindset. I'm trapped. So for any of you who are hoping to get into competitive gaming, maybe go pro, think about the risks before you do. I'm not going to say that it's a bad idea. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't do it. But think about the risks. Because it will change you. Even just a little bit. It will change how you think. It will change how you play. It might do the same thing to you that it did to me. And I don't want that on anybody. I wish wholeheartedly every single day that I could go back to thinking the way that I did before. Thinking that it's just a game and actually being able to believe it and just relax and play games for fun. But I can't do that anymore. And I don't know what to do. If you guys have had similar experiences to me, and have managed to get away from that line of thinking, please, I will take any advice that I can get in the comments. And if you are struggling with the same thing, then we're just in the same boat. We're in it together. But I don't know, I needed to get all of this off my chest. It's been a video that I wanted to do, and a topic that I've really wanted to talk about for a long time. And I really, really hope that this reaches the people that it needs to. I really hope that those of you watching can take something away from this video. And I really hope that this doesn't change anyone's opinions of both me and the channel as a whole. Because I know that being over-competitive is a horrible, horrible thing. And it does ruin things. It can ruin friendships. And it can destroy beautiful things. And I don't want that to happen to this amazing friend group that has been built. To this amazing channel that has been built. To this community that we're slowly starting to make. So I really hope that hearing all of this and hearing my story and everything that I have to say either explains things that you've been wondering about or brings some issues to light, which it definitely has for me. I know that I need to be trying my hardest to be less competitive. I don't know where to start. So, any advice is more than welcome in the comments. And that's just gonna be it. Thank you all very much for watching this. Like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, idiots.